Start with what happened with Manchester United. I saw an interview with you earlier in the week when you said, I'm scared about the Chelsea game, I'm scared about the Liverpool game. You didn't mention the Bournemouth game.
No, for some reason, felt that one might be okay, but it doesn't surprise anybody, I don't think. Yeah, they're a real turn-off, aren't they, in terms of just their inconsistency. They're down more than up. Chelsea contributed, I think, the other night to their performance in that they were that bad. Not many people probably felt comfortable saying it because you just feel like you're punching United constantly at the moment. But even after Chelsea, you're thinking that if Chelsea had anything about them or weren't as bad as they were, that United would have been beaten there. So obviously yesterday, Bournemouth, I wasn't at the game, but I've seen the highlights this morning, and terrible goals to give away. It's lackadaisical, sort of open, and yeah, what can you say? There are very few words left that haven't been said already about Manchester United.
Now you look at Erik ten Hag and the week he's got coming up, Bayern Munich in the Champions League and then Liverpool at Anfield. Do you fear for him now?
I fear for him generally, not really just because of this week. Bayern Munich and Liverpool take care of itself. What'll happen will happen. Just more generally about the actual sort of the way in which a cycle is repeating itself again. Manager has a half a decent season, he gets a lot of power, there's no control above him to say no when he actually says I want that player and I want that player, no strength of leadership. A manager then takes over, signs his own players that he favours. We've seen it with Louis van Gaal, we've seen it with Ole, we've seen it with Jose Mourinho. And coaches and managers aren't head of recruitments. They go to the players that they have a sort of, if you like, a sway towards that they've worked with before. And then they try and sort of merge them into a team of players that another manager's signed. And then the players sort of don't look like they fit together, the atmosphere becomes a little bit toxic, there's a fallout or two, then the manager starts to come under pressure, everyone says, well, he's got to do better than this, which is obviously true, and then usually they get sacked. So I've been here so many times before, over the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. It's happening again before our eyes. I hope that somehow Erik ten Hag can turn it around this season and that ultimately he can improve what's happening at the moment, or else he will be in trouble. It's just inevitable. We've seen it with Ole, Jose and Louis van Gaal.
Is it then time to stop the cycle and keep him?
Well, there's no way that they should change him this season. This idea of sacking him is absolute nonsense. I wouldn't be in favour of that anyway. I say the lack of leadership and structure above him. I know people say, oh, you can't blame the Glazers. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can, because 10 years of failure, of miserable recruitment, comes down to the fact that they've not got a sporting director, a proper head of recruitment in place. That's why this happens. It's because ultimately managers and coaches look above them and think, well, I haven't got anybody there to help me, so I might as well just try and do it myself. And coaches not head of recruitment. So this is all down to the leadership. Because it's, if it happened once, fair enough, you'd say no. If it happens twice, you say, that's question. This is 5 times this has happened. 5 times in 10 years. They spent £1 billion, they're on the limit on FFP. They're 700 million in debt, they're 300 million owing to other clubs. The bank overdraft's at 250, 300 million. The 1.2 billion under. And sort of Jim Ratcliffe's going to have to come in and sort this out. And you wonder how he's going to be able to actually pull it out of it. That's the concern I have. So what we need is a new change of structure at the top. That's going to happen hopefully in the next few weeks, months. Hopefully that will change the way in which the sporting project is looked at, because you can't come in there and just leave everything as it is. And maybe with some sort of leadership and structure around the club, then maybe Manchester United could have some sort of what would be ability to be able to cope with the other clubs that recruit a lot better and do business a lot better.
Doom and gloom there, but the two teams playing here.
You started speaking to me. Okay, you're quite relaxed.